We've all experienced tragedy. We've all experienced loss. And so what happened with my family is when I was 12 years old, I came home and I learned that my father had murdered my mother out of nowhere. My sister and I stayed about 8 months in temporary foster care. We went through the most intense therapy you could possibly imagine, and my whole life got turned upside down. Now, for the kids that are at this camp, the kids that are watching, when I was 12 years old, I went to 6th grade, and I felt like everybody was looking at me, and I had a big sign over my head that said, "Hey, I'm the kid whose dad killed his mom, and I'm the only one here seeing a shrink." I just felt so awkward, and I was so embarrassed. And as I grew up, and as I continued therapy, I learned this. Absolutely none of us should be embarrassed. Absolutely none of us, because life happens. So take the guilt away and just process the loss or process whatever it is you're going through.
I would say to my younger self, it's okay to be up and to be down. And then as you allow yourself to move through it and to feel whatever it is that you're feeling and talk to people around you, and sometimes it's simple as just accepting a hug, you know, or going for a run to try and get those emotions out. Then as you get older, those things kind of calibrate and you find some kind of equilibrium or balance. But you know, it takes time, and you've got to be patient with yourself, I think.
I am 11 years in, and I would say that grief is going to show up a lot when you're not expecting it. So you should plan sometimes where you're in control of it and it's on your terms. The reason that I bring up my mom quick with strangers, I'm like quick to go to it because it's my deepest pain. So if I share with you my deepest pain right out the gate, there is like a vacuum now for you to share yours. Take any awkwardness out of it, you're going through it. It's like a part of who you are. This person is really special to you. And you would be surprised when you live authentically in that, how much the world will be on your side. I think we're a little bit afraid that we'll be a burden to someone, but what you really are is you're like a heart, and you're like a walking sincerity, because it's like such a part of your life. So don't run from it. I would just lean into it and bring other people into it with you.
My child was pretty good. I mean, I lost my mother when I was 4, and nobody really had loss of parents. I mean, it was 2 parents picking them up from school, and you know, everybody else, it just seemed like it was a perfect family. So I just never really brought it up, like, ever. I just always kept it to myself. I had to really learn how to just really open up, especially to my father. You know, so I would be in my room and just sit there on my bed and just like stare at the wall. Like literally, it was an emotional thing, because just knowing that my mother wasn't there, I'll never know what her teachings were. What did I get, if I was gonna get along with her, all those thoughts were just running through my mind. So I just sat there and thought about it, and you know, and when I was feeling like that, usually I would just go out the house and just pick up a basketball and just go outside and just do what I love to do. That's still my getaway to this day. The advice I would give to kids, you know, who are dealing with the loss of a parent is that, you know, I just want to tell them that you're not alone. You know, it's part of life, and you know, you're gonna get through it. You're gonna be okay. I got through it. I'm 20 years old and I've achieved my ultimate dream. There's nothing stopping you. There's nobody that can stop you, and it's just, oh man. Yeah. It's just, you just gotta get through it.
9 years old, my father passed away. I was 9 years old. When sometimes you're doing things and you say you wish your father could say what you're doing now. You know, you wonder what your father would think of what you're doing. You know, you're playing football. You wonder if your father would, you know, what your father would think, you know, personally, you know. You're having relationship issues. You wonder what your father would say, you know. What you do is you turn on the music. You listen to the music and it tells you what to do. Truly, we have been blessed to have a great father like the legendary Bob Marley, you know.
My dad passed away from AIDS. He was one of the first athletes to die from AIDS. When you lose a parent at a young age, your character is stronger just by nature. So you have to really understand that you're almost like, you know, a leader of courage. So for all of those out there that you've lost a parent or lost a loved one close to them, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna have a wonderful life. Everything is gonna be fine. I just wanna give a shout out, a special shout out to all the kids at Experience Camps